So this is going to be our last broadcast for the week, as there is going to be Thanksgiving break upon us. Looking forward to that. How has your day been going so far, Alexa?
It's been pretty good. I skipped my survey lecture today, so woohoo. I don't know.
Likewise, though, I also skipped like all of my classes today. I forgot to set an alarm. So I woke up at 10:41 and my last class starts at 10:20 and goes until 11:15.
Oh,
So I was
dang.
like, it's just not really worth it. I mean, it was in Lazenby. I totally could have like just thrown some clothes on and gone, but I didn't. So regrets were had, but that's okay.
Next time, set 5 alarms.
Yeah, next time I'll set 5 alarms. My roommate actually told me to do that, and I did not listen. So, I mean, I'm Boo Boo the Fool. Who's shocked? We've been new. Moving on,
all
let's
good.
get to our actual headlines rather than Alexa and I's mistakes of the week. Um, let's begin with our first piece of news. So, we have some information from the Korean organizations here at OSU. There will be a Chipotle fundraiser for Kiso on Tuesday, November 27th from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. If you show the flyer uploaded on Kisa's Facebook page and Instagram to the cashier, part of the profits goes to Kisa's fund for their future events. And I know just this past week, they had the SGD Tofu One Night Bar, which seemed to be a really big hit. So if you want to keep seeing events like this happening throughout the rest of the year, I would definitely consider going to the Chipotle fundraiser and helping some of the proceeds go to this organization.
Sounds good.
Mm.
So next up, from the Buckeye Center, they are selling an income evaporative humidifier. If anyone is interested in buying the humidifier, please contact 614-266-3007. Also, Mr. Sushi at Gahana is looking for a server. If you are looking for a part-time job, this may be a good opportunity for you, so please reach out to 614-609-0959 for more information.
Do you have a job, Alexa?
No, unfortunately, but I will be looking for one this summer.
Me as well. Yeah, I don't have a job currently, which I kind of regret, but also my workload is so like not good for a job right now. So I was kind of thinking I'd wait it out and wait till summer, and so that I can get accustomed to the freshman like workload. But now I'm also considering possibly getting one next semester, but I don't know if I'm gonna have time. I really my major is kind of closely scheduled.
Yeah, and you've got those extracurriculars to take care of too.
Yeah, I'm involved
Yeah.
with probably way too much stuff. Like I should probably cut back on some stuff, but mom didn't raise a quitter. So here I am, still going to every single club that I signed up for. And as for other things you can sign up to go to, how about looking at some events around Columbus? There's going to be an NHL home game against the Toronto Maple Leafs on Friday, November 23rd at 7 p.m. at Nationwide Arena. As the weather's getting cooler, it definitely becomes more in season. I would say to go to a hockey game. The ice rink sounds so appealing. Do you skate at all? Ice skate?
I did once. And
Once?
that did not go very well. My
Yeah.
sister had to lead me around, but people were praising me for leading my sister around. They were like, "Oh, good job, such a great older sister." And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah." And my sister was so mad at me afterwards. She was like, "You know what? That's all me, you know?" Dang.
Wow. Yeah, I don't usually ice skate. I used to a bit like for fun, but I have really bad balance. So I usually don't do well with ice skating. I went this past summer when I was in Korea. Like my friend took me.
Wait, oh my gosh, that's where I went skating.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like a local rink. And so
Oh my
my
God.
friend like took me to this rink and I thought he was going to be like really bad. Like no offense, but okay, so picture this. He's like 6'4" and he's kind of heavy. And you're really gonna picture him on these like two tiny ice skates, like doing
Oh my
well.
gosh.
And then as we get there and we're putting on the skates, he goes, "Yeah, I used to be on the speed skating team in my like elementary and middle school." And I was like, "Excuse me?" So he was like doing laps around me, and I was like clinging to the wall for like dear
Did you
life.
fall?
I didn't. I
Oh,
kept
that's
myself up, but I
good.
also was clinging to the wall.
I
I looked
mean,
like like when you take a cat out of the bath and they're like like clinging, like that's what I looked like on the wall.
I did that and I fell. I was like splayed on the ice rink. I just, Yeah, that was an adventure.
As for more exciting things, perhaps you won't fall on the ice, but maybe you will fall into the huge festivities as there is going to be the home game against Michigan this Saturday at 12 p.m. I know a lot of you guys are probably going back home for Thanksgiving, but definitely consider coming back up for this game. It is going to be the game of the year. Anyone planning to watch the game, we hope you have fun and best of luck to the OSU team. And in the spirit of this game coming up, Alexa, I have a joke for you.
What is it?
What do Michigan and pot have in common?
Hmm. What do they have in common?
They both get smoked in bowls.
Oh my god.
I did not write that joke. I just want to put that out there. The people who wrote the script put that in there. So if you hate it, flame them. I didn't do it. So I know it's been a little wet and a little rainy outside recently. Not a lot of actual snow, more just rain, which is kind of
Gross.
depresso and gross. But in the spirit of all this rain, I have a song rec coming to you today. It is one of the more recent K-pop songs to come out this year by Pentagon. And it's called Naughty Boy. It sounds really terrible in English, but it's really a really great song for these rainy days and rainy nights. It always kind of puts me in a better mood, but it's also kind of bittersweet. Do you actually know the story behind this song?
I don't exactly remember, but is it about like a folk tale about a frog?
Yeah, so there's this old story of a frog's son who never listened to his mother. And so anything his mother told him to do, he'd basically do the opposite. So on her deathbed, figuring that her son would do the opposite of what she said, okay, bury me by the river. And her son, actually being so distraught that his mother was dying, actually listened to her and buried her by the river where her body was washed away. So he lost his mother, and so that's why they say, like, in the rain, you can hear, like, a frog crying because the
Oh, I
rain brings the
see.
high waters that washed his mother away. So what I find so interesting about this song is it's about a love story because most K-pop songs are. I mean, let's be real.
Mhm.
But it's also just there's something about it that's, like, really sad to me of, like, the lyrics talk about like changing oneself, just like how the
Mhm.
frog son changed to please his mother, even if it's not always for the best. I think there's an underlying tone of it may not always be for the best, but they're willing to change in order to further reconnect with their love, I
I
guess.
see.
There's a line in the bridge that's so abrupt and it's in English. It caught me off guard. It literally
Oh.
so they're singing and it's like all about like frogs and then all of a sudden they just go, if I died tomorrow.
Oh,
And then they
dang.
just like one of the guys in the background goes, ooh whoa. Like what's that supposed to mean? Like they're like, if I die
Oh, man.
tomorrow.
That's
whoa.
a little concerning.
It is a little concerning. So
Oh, dang.
I hope you guys all enjoy this song. Hopefully, you also enjoy the more livelier aspects of it, but also kind of enjoy maybe some of the more melancholy aspects of it as well as you gaze upon this rainy season we have going on in Ohio.
오덕이 오는 구구 강구 깨지는 소리는 꿀꿀 시끄럽다 하면 눈누 난나 그 누구의 말도 안 듣고 나를 따라 해봐 한 번 더 따라 해봐
Alright, next news is about K-pop. According to our Melon chart, EXO's Tempo is in first place, followed by Jennie's Solo, Twice's Yes or Yes, Falcon's Me After You, and BTOB's Beautiful Pain. There will be a comeback stage this coming week. On November 19th, the Produce 101 Season 2 finalists, 101, released their first full album, which is also sadly their last comeback ever. The name of the album is Power of Destiny, and their title song is Spring Breeze, which seems like they have two different elements in there. It's
Yeah,
kind
it
of
seems a little bit like deep. I guess it's
Yeah.
because it's their last comeback.
The Power of Destiny is kind of strong, a little.
And then it's
but-
just sort of like spring breeze, but it's becoming winter, so I don't know what 101 is doing. But this is their last comeback before their contract runs out, unfortunately. So for all of you 101 fans out there, it's probably a bit sad. Personally, I didn't really watch Produce 101, never have, probably never will. So 101 never really clicked with me, but hopefully you guys can all enjoy this last comeback of theirs and look forward to maybe each of the individual members' promotions. Next, we have some sports and entertainment news. For our sports section, there is a men's professional tennis tournament with Djokovic from Serbia, #1 ranked player, and Zverev from Germany, #5 ranked player. This tournament is a competition of the King of Kings, which is only top ranked players that are competing with each other. I personally love this news because I love me some good tennis and I love Djokovic so much.
Yes.
Djokovic is such a cool player. He's so methodical and so logical. You never really see him lose his cool. He's pretty great. But honestly, the #1 tennis player in my heart is Roger Federer.
Oh my gosh. I feel that.
Are you
Yes,
feeling-
I love Roger Federer. Oh my god.
He's
Ah.
so great. If you don't know any tennis players, at least know Roger Federer because he really rocks
He is
my
the
world.
king of tennis.
He is the true king of kings. Like he is on some next level stuff. I love Roger Federer so much. Moving on to our entertainment news, rapper Sun-E is embroiled in a feminist controversy. So Sun-E has been controversial due to his video on the topic of the assault at Isu Station. The said assault raised questions of the treatment of women in Korea's society. Sonny's video fueled the controversy with his new song called Feminist. Eventually, his concert had to be canceled due to the after effects. So he got a lot of backlash for this. For those of you who aren't up to date with it, basically there was this conflict at Isu Station. Some different sources say different things. Some say that some feminist protesters were brutally assaulted by some men and were injured. I know one lady got a pretty bad head injury.
Oh god.
But other sources say that these protesters were raising quite a fuss, and some people went to kind of calm down the fire, and it turned into a bit of a fight, and a lady ended up getting hurt by coincidence. So I don't know what the actual situation is. I don't really have any room to comment on it. But I know that Sonny responded to this with a bit of a diss track, I guess you could say, kind of critiquing these radical feminists and saying that there's really no need for a feminist movement in South Korea. A bit iffy in today's modern times. I can't say if I agree or not agree because this isn't really the platform to talk about that. So make your own judgment. But that is the state of Sun-E. He definitely is not in a good position right now because of this. And I know another rapper made a diss track responding to him called "No You're Not," pointing out his mistakes in his diss track. So I'm not picking sides. I think both things are very unfortunate. Both Sun-E making this kind of like more heated response,
And
along
both sides are
with-
pretty extreme too.
both
so.
sides are pretty extreme. So I don't know which one could truly be called the right. But here you have this juicy drama about Sun-E to tide you over.
Last but not least, KBS wants all of you to have a happy Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving Day is the perfect time to remind one another of the many reasons there are to be grateful. Whether you are gathered around the table with your family or with your friend, sharing foods will not only fill your stomach but also fill your heart with love. What a sappy line.
Indeed.
The recipes of this week are gravy sauce and mashed potatoes. Original gravy sauce is made of turkey broth mixed with butter and flour, but we will introduce you to an easier and more simple way of making gravy sauce using chicken broth. So, the first step is to melt butter in a saucepan on medium-high heat. Next, chop the onions and stir fry with butter. Then you add the flour until it becomes a paste and slightly turns brown. Slowly incorporate the chicken broth with a whisk and whisk constantly until it thickens. Once thickened, season with salt and pepper.
Wow.
Wow, sounds good.
So if you ever wanted to know how to make gravy, I guess there's something somewhat easy for you if you have a kitchen, either in your apartment or in your dorm on campus. We also have a recipe for you for mashed potatoes, which honestly don't know why we have a recipe for it. You pretty much just mash up
Yeah.
potatoes and put in butter and cream. Like, it's not a big deal.
And salt. That pinch of
But
salt.
anyway, this recipe, if you're interested, bring a pot of salted water to a boil, then add your potatoes and cook until tender, but still a little firm. This will probably take about 15 minutes, then drain. Using a potato masher or electric beater, slowly blend the milk, cream cheese, and butter into the potatoes until smooth and creamy, and then you season it depending on your taste. So pretty easy. Like I said, you just mash up potatoes and you put in milk and cream and butter until you're satisfied. So the more specific recipes are actually compiled on our website, org.osu.edu/KBS. So please visit and follow us on Instagram as well. All of our social media outlets are some great ways to get caught up on what's been going on with KBS and keep you in the loop a little bit more. So we hope you have a great time during this long vacation. Happy Thanksgiving. Leave some time for you to relax and kind of take a break before we get into the true swing of finals season. I know Alexa is out here like about to shed a tear over this, but
Really, truly.
so hopefully all of you guys will have a nice break, and we'll be back next week with some more news. As we close out our broadcast today, I have another song rec for you. It helped me kind of get through these long car drives I had this past weekend as I was traveling with family. It is called Come to Me by 17. It's off of their recent album from this summer. And I really love the vibe of this song. There's something really dreamy about it. The lyrics themselves are pretty dreamy, and the beat drop is literally like, oh, I love it so much. So if you are interested in something a little more mellow, something probably better for studying, I would definitely recommend Come to Me by 17. Unfortunately for today, that is all the time we have. I'm Alyssa.
And I'm Alexa.
Catch you next time on KBS.
나에게로 와 나에게로 와 나에게 넌 깊은 숨나물 너의 안에서 숨 쉬는 그 마음이 너무 커
Today, we're going to be bringing you the news for November 20th. Hi, I don't know what I was going to say there, so I'm going to edit this part out.
You're doing great, sweaty.
Okay. Composure.
My hands are sweating.
Stop.
They're actually sweating.